Brendan Schaub is freaking out. We're going to get into all that. We have a very, very big show for you tonight. I'm excited. I'm happy that you guys are going to get on the chat tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to make it great. Schaub crashes out. It's fucking, he's doing it frequently, but he has done it again. We're going to get into that. And then in the same breath that he's crashing out, then recently he's been very, very vocal about the UFC and fighter pay and all kinds of stuff. He's also now defending the UFC. We're going to get into that. I'm going to find out your guys' opinion. I want to know if you guys think he's flip-flopping or if he's just making up nonsense. Also, the UFC has a big, big issue with fighter pay. He's got an issue with that he talked about. So there's a lot of moving parts in the Brendan Schaub saga. We're going to get into all that tonight. We're getting into how the Incredible Hulk, Josh Hokit, why he will be the champion. I've got a case to make for that. I want to get your guys' feedback on that because I believe he's going to be the next champion. He's not just talk. He's not just cringe. He will be the champion. And when you guys hear my theory, you're going to say, man, this guy, King David, this guy is a genius, and you'll be right. Also, will it be Gable Stevenson versus Josh Hokit for the championship soon? They just signed Gable Stevenson to the UFC. That's a big update. Your guy, your favorite guy, fucking Sneeko, got himself KO'd on a live stream. He was walking through New York doing an IRL stream, and someone sucker punched him. We're going to get into all that. Plus, in other influencer news, your other guy, your boy, Adin Ross, absolutely humiliates and embarrasses himself in front of UFC president Dana White. Man, it gets crazy, guys. We got a big show for you tonight. My name is King David MMA. I'll be your host for the evening. I'm a professional MMA champion, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and I coach at the best gym on the planet, Extreme Couture. Also, guys, before we get into the big news of the night, make sure you check out Fight Circus. Fight Circus is home of the freak show fights. You want to see guys like me dressed up in crazy costumes getting into scraps? I fucking pro wrestled a midget there. And that's what he wanted me to call him. Okay, so before the thought police gets on here and starts telling me that that's culturally inappropriate or fucking not politically correct, that's what that gentleman, D-Lo, the viral sensation himself, was like, call me this. So out of respect for him, I'm saying the M word and I'm calling him a midget because that's what he requested. Okay, guys. Also, you guys want to see Felony Charles Bennett on there? Felony Charles Bennett recently fought death sentence in a fight to the death. Well, near the death. Death sentence actually tapped out, guys. So he saved his own life because Felony was strangling him, which we all saw coming. And it was fun to see. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it, guys. So make sure you check out Fight Circus. And people have been asking about this tee. This is the Felony Charles Bennett Cash App edition, guys. It's got his mugshots on there. It's got his Cash App. What more do you want out of a Fight Circus shirt? What's up? What's up? We got the chat popping off. Yep. Okay. Let me pull up the chat on the big screen, guys, because me trying to read it off the little screen is not how we do it around here. Okay. Let me mute this computer back here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pop right into it. And if you train martial arts, make sure you tell your coach you got one job in life. Okay. If you do this, we're boys. Okay. I owe you one. Send your coach to studiomillions.com. Not only will I owe you one, your coach will owe you one. They'll love you. They'll thank you because studiomillions.com will pack their gym full of students who stay, pay, and refer. The chat is popping off. Okay. Need that link for the shirt. Okay. So I put in a request with the Fight Circus team. So I'm already on it. I screenshotted your request and I sent them a link to your profile. So somebody should be reaching out to you shortly. If they do not reach out to you shortly, then what size is this one right here? This is, I don't know. This looks like an extra medium. That looks like an extra medium to me. I was gonna say I'll just send you this one, but we'll get it cracking. I did not forget about you. I did that the first thing when I popped off the stream. Oh, okay. Felony Charles Bennett. He's got a friend over. You know what I'm saying? We just got here. So Felony, the moderator in charge, is running the chat on the side. And it is what, subscribers only now. So guys, make sure you subscribe so you can hop in the chat, and make sure your notifications are on, because we go live at random times around here, because no telling what we might do. So let's get right into it. Brendan Schaub absolutely crashed out, man. I know people hate on Brendan Schaub, man. I fucking like the guy. Okay, maybe I'm the fucking weird one here, right? I like Brendan Schaub. I know that's a hot take. I know it's not what the people out there want to hear, man. But I like the dude. I don't know. He just seems like a nice guy. How you guys hating on him? But yeah, so everybody's throwing him under the bus. Dude, it's crazy because the number one viewed videos that I get are Brendan Schaub videos. Like, I can post a video of like backstage conversation with like someone in the UFC, and like that video's crickets. Like an actual like breaking news, or some, I could give a technical breakdown of like exactly how this fight should go, and then it goes exactly how I described it. Borderline barely any views. Say Brendan Schaub, boom, thousands of views, guys. So listen, man, people want to see it. I'm gonna make the video, but I'm not gonna make a Schaub video for a while. But anyways, he was crashing out. He absolutely crashed out on the video I saw today because what's his name? Connor Ben just made $15 million to fight to a decision. Meanwhile, the Incredible Hulk, Josh Hokit, went out there, did a cringe promo, did a cringe weigh-in, did a cringe pre-fight press conference, cringe, putting himself out there, putting himself out there, then fought like an absolute maniac and only got paid probably 200 grand. So Brendan Schaub's crashing out. He's saying, dude, people are upset. They're like, why is this guy doing this? Why are these fighters having these personalities? Why are they trying to make it WWE? They're begging for money. They are begging to get paid. Please pay these guys. So Brendan was absolutely crashing out on that. And what I found hilarious, right? And I would say this to the dude if he was here. I just thought it was funny. Then, like, in the next breath, he's like defending the UFC, which I know, guys, it sounds like he's flip-flopping, right? But that's a sign to fuck, dude. I'm gonna say this and you guys are gonna fucking attack me in the comments. I already know. That's a sign of an intelligent person to hold two simultaneous thoughts that may conflict on the surface in your head at the same time, but they actually don't conflict when you look deeper at the information. So while he's saying that, you know, the fighters who are putting personalities out there or playing characters should be getting paid more because they shouldn't have to, they should be able to go fight. He's also saying that the UFC needs more stars. So he's defending the UFC for having a star problem. He's defending the UFC for not promoting fighters because he says the fighters aren't putting themselves out there. That was one breath after he just said Josh Hokit is putting himself out there to get paid more. So maybe, hypothetically speaking, that if they paid these fighters more, if you're the UFC, right, then they would put out less personalities and you'd have less stars to make. That would be the counterpoint to that. I don't agree with that. I love the personality. So shout out to Josh. That dude's my new favorite fighter, guys. I mean, other than myself and other than Felony, you know what I'm saying? That guy's like in the top 3 now. Okay, guys. So he went out there and he fought a crazy fucking fight. He put it all online. He's the Mick Foley of MMA. And if you guys don't know about Mick Foley from WWE, Mick Foley was a character who was like a pro wrestling fan, but also a character. And then because the Mick Foley character wasn't perceiving himself as loved, he would have alter egos that would get more love. So he had an alter ego called Cactus Jack, and Cactus Jack would have brutal barbed wire matches and do crazy shit. And then he had another character called Mankind, and Mankind would like nearly die in WWE. If you've never seen Undertaker versus Mankind Hell in a Cell, that's the craziest wrestling match, period. I watched it live. My friend and I, the guy I was telling you about that I used to watch Pride with, we would have watch parties for Pride. And we would have watch parties for WWE. We thought that we're like, dude, how the fuck did they stage that? How did they fucking rig that? How did he not die? When I saw that live, I thought he fucking died. That was the craziest moment I'd ever seen in WWE. Cactus Jack, Mankind, yes. More with Mr. Saki. Yeah, the sock puppet, right? So he had a sock puppet, Socko, right? And it was, dude, at one point, Mankind was pro wrestling, right? He's like this chubby, fat, like just beard, straggly guy that like limps and shit, right? And at one point, he was in a tag team with The Rock, who's the most charismatic dude in WWE in recent memory. And they were the Rock and Sock Connection. I believe that was the name of the tag team. And he had a sock puppet and he would put it in your mouth and Socko, right? So, anyways, that's who Hokit reminds me of. He reminds me of a Mankind of MMA. He's going to be the Conor McGregor of MMA. You guys can disagree with me all you want right now. I'm not here to blow sunshine up your skirt, and not even in like a negative way, in like a positive way. Like, I'm just telling you what I think. If you want somebody that just says what everybody else thinks, there's channels out there that just go with the narrative. But I'm going to keep it real with you guys, right? And that's why the people that subscribe and have notifications on, I fuck with you guys because I keep it real and you subscribe. And then I'm like, I've got real ones around me. But anyways, I believe he's going to be the next Conor McGregor. I believe he can be bigger than Conor McGregor. Hot take. I also believe Josh Hokit will be champion within 2 fights. Here's exactly what's going to happen. Now, you guys could clip this. You could do whatever you want. You could say I'm crazy. You could say I'm a conspiracy theorist. You could say that I don't understand this. Whatever. Here's what's exactly what's going to happen. And Brendan Schaub was talking about this, and he disagrees with me. So Brendan Schaub had a different take, and I think Brendan Schaub is absolutely wrong. And here's why. Brendan Schaub says it's going to be a few fights before Hokit gets the title shot. What no one is taking into consideration, this is blaringly obvious once you hear it. This obvious, truthful statement is that Hokit is going to go to the White House and he's going to fight Derek Lewis. Now, DC has given us a game plan on how to beat Derek Lewis. Hokit is going to wrestle fuck Derek Lewis and get on the microphone and go in on Pereira. Not only that, the pre-fight press conference, he's going to go in on Pereira. He's going to go in on Pereira at the weigh-ins. He's going to go on Pereira in any interview, in the embeddeds, in the countdown, when he's talking to fucking Helen Yee, when he's talking to everybody, he's going to go in on Pereira because the best way to book your next fight is before your current fight. So he's going to start booking his next fight already. He understands the game because there's a game of fighting that's not just the fight, it's the actual game of promotion and positioning and having options. He's going to go in on Pereira. Pereira's going to be gone. They're going to be the interim title, right? Aspinall's not going to come back. He's going to be locked up in contract negotiations with Eddie Hearn. They may strip him of the belt to get leverage over him, because Eddie Hearn's coming in and trying to meddle in Dana White's business and in Paramount's business and Ari Emanuel's business. And they're like, hey, guy, guess what? You know what we do here? We know what cards we have. We have the belt. Tom stripped. That might go into some legal battle. These guys have unlimited lawyers, and Tom is on the shelf. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but that could happen. But in the meantime, while Tom is still out, they can run it again. Alex Pereira versus Josh Hokit for the title. And now this is the thing that nobody realizes. Josh is not going to fight Alex Pereira the same way he fought Curtis Blades. He fought Curtis Blades because Curtis Blades can wrestle. I believe Curtis Blades was like a junior college champion. So their wrestling kind of nullifies each other. When he goes in with Pereira, he's going to try and wrestle fuck Pereira. And based on everything we've seen so far, unless something has changed, which it may have changed, he will wrestle fuck Pereira. And then he will become either the undisputed, because they've stripped Tom, or the interim title holder for the heavyweight division. You heard it here first. Hot take. Nobody's talking about it. I'm saying it. I'm putting my fucking self on the line. I'm making a fucking call. And one thing that I absolutely can't stand is when they ask these fighters who's going to win, and then they give some politically correct bullshit answer. Oh, well, man, you know, I think both guys are great, and it's going to be a win for the fans. No, fuck that, bro. Take a stand. That's why nobody likes to watch you fight, man, because you don't stand for anything. What can they get behind when you don't even have any structure, bro? Have a structure. So guess what? Could I be wrong? No, I'm going to be right. This is exactly what's going to happen, guys. This is the play. This guy's a fucking money printing machine. And they know if they put him against Pereira and Pereira wins, well, guess what? Now they got Pereira versus Aspinall in the future whenever Aspinall gets better. They've got fucking Pereira versus John Jones, and Pereira's now got this momentum at heavyweight. They've got a lot of options now. This is the best play. They're not going to make Hokit fight a number 3 dude. Why would they do that? Why would they fuck up all this money? Why would they do that against some dude that nobody knows? I don't even know who's in the top 3. I know Tom Aspinall, I know Pereira, I know Gone. And you're going to go, that's 3. Well, that's not actually 3 because it's the champion number 1 and number 2, right? Who's the rest of the guys? I don't know. But I do know that he should get Derek Lewis out of there. He's going to fucking go in and fucking terrorize Pereira at every opportunity he gets. He's not going to stop, and he's going to put himself in that title fight, even if it's for the interim title defense of Pereira. He's going to get the belt, and then it's all going to fucking break loose because that guy is going to act the fucking fool, and I'm here for it. He could even have the belt at heavyweight and go down and fight at 205 because the dude's not the biggest heavyweight. Anyways, guys, that's my fucking hot take of the night. Then once he wins, is it going to end up by that time, right? Is Gable Stevenson going to have a couple fights? Are they going to fucking fast track Gable Stevenson? I don't think so. So I think they're going to slow marinate Gable, right? Even though the heavyweight division is kind of cooked and it's not as deep as these other divisions. They saw what happened to Bo Nickel. They're going to build Gable Stevenson. And then at some point in the future, if Hokit is still a champ, that's a crazy fight. But Hokit would have to get past Tom Aspinall once the contract negotiations and the injury is over, right? So when Tom's back, Hokit versus Tom Aspinall, that's a worse matchup for Hokit, guys. Okay. So Tom might be the champion again. Who knows what might happen, right? We got a lot of moving parts happening right here. Let me read the chat, guys. The chat's popping off. Okay. Oh yeah, the bedpan McMahon, right? When Stone Cold hit Vince McMahon with the bedpan, that was legendary. Dude, that was the best time in WWE. So if you guys don't know, for those guys that new to the stream, I cut pro wrestling promos after I fight. So if you go to my Instagram, King David MMA, you'll see me cutting full on fucking pro MMA, pro wrestling promos after MMA fights. I'm getting fucking beer thrown at me. The crowd's booing. We get fucking lit. And it's because I absolutely love the attitude era of WWE. I love like 80s and 90s WWE. And I would say probably more 90s ish kind of, right? Like, and I love the attitude era, like the late 90s, early 2000s. That don't, guys, if you got it, if you got access to it, go back and watch that shit. That shit is fucking legendary. Uh, I believe it's way better than the product that they have now. And that's not me being like the old head who's like, oh, back in my day. No, I'm just saying the product was fucking crazy back then. They were throwing dudes off fucking cages and I mean, the fucking CEO gets hit in the head with a fucking bedpan full speed, boom, and it like sounded like a. Here's a hot take. It sounded like a little meteorite hitting the moon. Boom! Oh shit! What? You're saying that the moon sounds like a bell when the fucking rocks hit it? Oh, that we're not allowed to say that, guys. I'm just saying that's what somebody else said. I'm not saying that. Okay. I'm not saying that the moon's hollow and made out of metal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. Actually, the moon is obviously plasma in the sky, and it's not an actual fucking object. And they didn't. No, I'm just playing. Those are jokes, guys. Those are jokes, guys. Those are jokes. I know the Bible and every other like major religious text and every historical text through history says we have a flat earth with a firmament. I know that, but that's wrong, guys. We would never, no, guys, we would never, no, NASA's real. We fucking go to the moon. We went to the moon in 1960s. They called from the moon and, the president picked up here on a landline, right? It all makes sense. It all adds up, guys. Okay. So, we did land on the moon. We just sent astronauts back up there. They're on the far side of the moon. Those pictures that they took of the Earth are totally legit, guys. It's all great. But before we go off onto that tangent, let me get back to the chat because I'm popping off. WWE Attitude Era, best ever. Okay. Blades had the best fight he'll ever have, and he lost. Okay, yeah. So that was a crazy ass fight, man. Those guys were swinging on each other. One thing that Brendan Schaub did say, he's like, go watch it back, and then you'll see that Hokit actually dominated. It wasn't as back and forth as it may have appeared. Felony Charles Bennett says, LOL. Felony's getting a kick out of the stream, guys. You guys are in good company. You guys may have seen Felony throughout your entire MMA life, and now you're in the chat with them. You know what I'm saying? Follow his page, guys. He goes live too. You know what I mean? I have like a structure here, right? Felony is more avant-garde. You know what I'm saying? He might fucking have a black and mild in the backyard. No telling what he might do, man. Make sure you're on Felony stream. And if you have not seen it, you got one fucking thing to do tonight. It's called go to Felony Charles Bennett's Instagram page, Felony Charles Bennett 352, and look at the video. I believe it's in the top 3 on his top right now. And it's him and his opponent. And go look at their faces. And imagine you didn't know the outcome of the fight. Who would you congratulate, and who would you say, oh man, I'm sorry that you took an L? Go look at their faces and you decide, man. It's the dude looks like Felony's opponent looks like he got hit by a fucking Mack truck. He looks like he is a victim of fucking a battery of, you know what I mean? Like abuse or some shit. It's bad. He looks like he got jumped by multiple men. So anyways, that's my rant on that decision. Okay, we got, I hate Schaub and Rogan. They think their opinions are important, but they're just talking out of their minds. Yeah, man, it's crazy. A lot of people fucking hate Schaub, and I haven't really tested too many Rogan videos yet. I might test a couple just to see if that's what people like want to talk about, because I like talking to you guys, right? Like I have fun when the chat's popping. So yeah, but I will say this about Rogan. I fuck with Rogan. I like to do. I'm because I'm just like the most like, oh, everybody's great. Oh, it's all good. Like some people will call me like naive and too like almost too positive in a way. I like it though, right? Like it helps me get through the day in like a stable, positive way to be super super vibey, right? But Rogan keeps pushing this fucking narrative that we're turning into aliens, and that's why we need AI, because we're going to meld with the machines, and that we shouldn't have any genitals, and that's why the testosterone is dropping and people are becoming autistic. It's because it's what needs to happen. And I'm like, fuck that, bro. I get that it's fun to like get really high and like think your fucking thoughts are cool, bro. And like, what if it's dog? But like, fuck that, bro. Humanity, human beings, high testosterone, high birth rate, more life. That's what the fuck I'm about. Fuck this bullshit about no genitals and fucking half robots and we're going to become the gray aliens, dog. Fuck that. Human being, motherfucker. That's where I'm at with that. So, in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm very comfortable taking a stand, right? I'm not the Mr. like, oh, it's a great fight and I hope both guys win. No, fuck that. We take stands around here. We put a line in the sand, and if a motherfucker wants to cross it, that's their fucking prerogative. But they're taking their life and their fucking danger and their fucking physical health in their own hands. Because no telling what we might do. Pop off on I'm just fucking off. I'm kind of like not popping off because I get kind of aggressive. Like, so my last 3 opponents, like no showed to the fight after we stared each other down. But that's kind of how I'm thinking at the weigh-in. I'm like looking this dude dead in his eyes, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna fucking break your fucking face. And I get right up in their fucking face, and I get myself into a state where I'm ready to fucking scrap. Like if it pops off right now, fuck the fight, fuck getting paid, fuck all that. We can fucking run it right now. And I think they sense that energy, and because I am 45 years old, they may be not expecting that energy when I pull up. They're expecting like a decrepit old man on a walker to pull up and get beat up. And then when I show up, fucking veins in my abs and fucking looking like I'm chiseled out of granite like a fucking bronze statue, and I get right in their fucking face, then they're like, oh shit, the presence, you know what I'm saying? The presence is overwhelming them. And then I've had 2 of my last 3 opponents pull out. So, maybe I'm doing it wrong, guys. Maybe I should be way nicer at the weigh-ins and, hey, man, hey, nice to meet you, just to get them to the fight. Maybe I'll baby them there. So I understand what Connor's saying when he was like, he's got to baby Jose Aldo to the fight. He's like, dude, I'm not going to pick on him. I'm going to be nice to him. I'm going to baby him to the fight to get him there. Now it all makes sense, guys. So at the moment, I was like, what is he talking about? And now, later hindsight, it all makes sense. Connor was giving us the game. So WrestleMania this weekend in Vegas, you could care less. Who is in WrestleMania? I don't even know. Derek Lewis gonna eat that Popeyes chicken and never get the belt. I love Lewis, but he's not championship material. Pereira versus Holt is a crazy fight. Yeah, that is a crazy fight, right? That's what's going to happen. Pereira versus Hokit. That is going to be the fight. And also, Derek Lewis has a path to victory too. Derek Lewis can KO anybody on the planet. So there's a scenario where he uppercuts Hokit, boom, puts him out, and then it's like Donald Trump leans over to Dana and goes, "Oh, I want to see him versus Pereira." It could be that easy. And now he's in there with Pereira. And while he might not be as technical as Alex, if he lands, good night, Irene. Whatever the fuck that saying is. Is that a saying, guys? Or did I just like mix 2 sayings up? I don't know. I thought that was a saying. So maybe it is, or maybe we just made it one. That's what we do here. Whatever the fuck we want. Felony is a great dude and friend. He gave me his gloves from the island fights before proving the doubters wrong. The gesture says all you need to know about the legend. Felony says it's okay to get high. Don't drink water. So Felony has a unique tech. And yeah, Felony is great. And that's what I was telling somebody the other day. I was like, dude, if you just saw the fucking clickbait shit that's online about him, you would think he's like fucking out of his mind. And then you meet him and he's like super like fucking caring and thoughtful and like very like community oriented and cares about human beings. And it's like that side of Felony should be in more YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? So the public, and that's why I would absolutely love for Felony to be on Rogan to like kind of clear the air about the because Rogan says some wild stuff about Felony, guys. That's my other contention. Was it my other issue with Rogan is that he's like saying shit about my boy, you know what I mean? And then people are viewing Felony in a certain way. And it's like, bro, let's get Felony on there so you guys can clear the air. Felony has an entire he's got a funny plan for Rogan too. I'm not gonna disclose that. You guys are gonna just have to wait till Felony's on there. Felony says it's okay to get high. He says don't drink water. Obviously, the water turns the frogs gay, guys. You know what I mean? And it's funny because I still drink water, but I'm very like, I'm going to the store. I'm paying the $7 for the alkaline water. I'm doing all the filtration. I'm doing all, you know what I mean? We have like copper and stainless steel flasks and canteens here at the crib. I drink out of glass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm off the deep end with that as well. I'm not trying to drink all the fluoride and all the fucking birth control that's in the water. But I do believe in being hydrated. That's where Felony and I differ. He hydrates with Mountain Dew, and I'll be real, guys. I drink a lot of energy drinks. I don't know if you guys know that about me. I actually have an energy drink in the freezer for this stream, and I fucking left it in there. And I don't want to run and go get it right now because I'm like midstream and I'm having fun with you guys. Okay, so true. It's a fight game after all. For Felony's fight last weekend, bought a 2-liter of Mountain Dew to celebrate him fighting. Had to raise one for the legend. Felony says, I get the good water. So the water's approved, guys. We have the approval of the water. That's a big, big step. That's good. Maybe one day Felony will sample the water. Avion is the best water to me. It's like $3 a bottle, which is high, but it tastes good. Yeah, man. Some of the water doesn't even taste good. Like, I'm not a fan of Arrowhead, guys. All right, so also let's get. I got some. You guys know I love the influencer drama. I love it, man. I fucking love it. Sneeko, your guys' favorite person, got fucking snuff punched in the face, sucker punched today, got himself KO'd in New York, and I don't think he actually was unconscious. I think he was just maybe TKO'd. He got dropped. He got himself dropped, and I said, man, Sneeko, is on. Oh shit, Philly Charles Bennett with the fucking Z. My motherfucking dude. You see what I'm saying? You see what the fuck I'm saying? Where's this side of Felony on YouTube? You guys need to start clipping this type of shit and putting it out there. Felony just brought me the Zevia. Now it didn't overfreeze. Now I can drink it. Now we're gonna get up to like 600, 7 milligrams of caffeine. Let's go. But I'm not the biggest Sneeko fan, right? You tell me who am I picking between the Andrew Tate and Sneeko beef? I'm picking Tate, right? And that's not just because Andrew Tate follows me, even though he does follow me on X, and that's not just because his brother Tristan Tate follows me on X, although he does, right? Even if Sneeko followed me, I might block Sneeko. You know what I'm saying? I think Sneeko is the opposite of what's tight and like epic. So it was funny seeing him get punched in the face, man. He talks all this shit. He bangs on everybody. He flips on everybody. He betrays everybody. And then he got fucking punched in the mouth. So that's like a dub, right? That's a dub for reality. And while I'm not encouraging anyone to punch anybody in the face in an unsanctioned fight, especially on the street, never do that. One could also, like, as a hypothetical situation, think that if like there was just a little bit, like a tiny bit more consequences for people's actions, where like people still like had street fights. I'm not saying stomp somebody out and curb someone. I'm saying, but just somebody's been talking shit, they get punched in the mouth, right? Like one could hypothesize that could be like a net positive for society if there were like some consequences to some actions and some shit talking. Maybe people would talk less shit. So Sneeko got himself punched in the face. I mean, I hope he's not like injured or hospitalized or anything, but I did think it was funny. I'm not a perfect person, guys. I thought it was funny because I'm just like, whatever, man. So and I'm like ultra loyal too. So although I say that the reason why I pick Andrew Tate in the beef isn't because Andrew Tate follows me, I do really respect the fact that Andrew Tate fucking follows me and retweets me. Dude, when he retweeted me, I was asleep. I got so many fucking notifications on my phone that my fucking phone died and I was having trouble turning it back on. I had to put it on the charger, sit it there. Like Andrew Tate broke my fucking phone with notifications. That's what happens when Andrew Tate retweets you. Also, in influencer news and nonsense, because why not have a little nonsense, from time to time? Adin Ross's little bitch ass has humiliated himself. And I don't even have a problem with Adin Ross. I'm also not a fan of the like the and I mean this in like a non homosexual way, right? I'm not a fan of the like the gay, like the little gay dudes that are like, oh my gosh, how do I talk to a girl? Oh my gosh, I'm just a guy. Oh no, I'm gonna lock in, and then they can't lock in, and then they fucking spar each other, and they can't. It's like, to me, that's not like admirable, right? Like that's not like a good look. And I get why somebody might like have that as mindless entertainment, because like some chubby dude who has no business fighting is now talking about fights. And Adin Ross, the chubby little dude I'm talking about who has no business talking about fights, is now talking about Dustin Poirier, MMA legend and real motherfucking one, right? And I fuck with Dustin super hard. So Adin Ross is out here telling Dana that in no way should Dana put Dustin Poirier in the Hall of Fame. And I'm just like, bro, you shouldn't even be allowed to say that dude's name, you chubby little turd. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be allowed to speak that man's name. You are not the same. You're not in the same category. You're not the same thing. You're on because your dad was rich and he supports your stream business, which is good. Go make content, do all that. I support that. But now you're out here talking shit on Dustin Poirier, bro. Dustin Poirier, who's given us so many fucking memories, who's fucking beat Conor twice after getting viciously KO'd by Conor, waited a decade, came back and won the rematch. That motherfucker, you're talking about Dustin, the diamond, bro. You're talking about Dustin. It's not a reflection on Dustin. it's a reflection on Adin. So when I say Aiden's humiliating himself, that's what I mean. Because his words have no credence and no value and no effect on a dude like Dustin. It's just a reflection of what Adin is as a human being in his current form. And I hope he changes. I hope he toughens up. I hope he hardens up. I hope he becomes a fucking solid, solidified, fucking crystalline form of himself. You know what I mean? And until then, I don't really fuck with that dude. So he made a fucking fool of himself. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys have seen the stream. Nina Drama got her feet out. You know what I mean? Like there was baby oil. It's a lot, guys. It's a fucking lot. Let me hit the chat real quick. Let me see what you guys are talking about. I saw that. He got what he deserved. Gotta be alert at all costs if you're gonna run your mouth. Yeah, so Sneeko got punched in the fucking face. Yeah, so I don't know if everybody saw that or not, but go look that up too. That's a you know what I mean? And obviously, we can't have full fucking anarchy. Although I cornered with Mickey Mace, the gambling banned from every casino on the planet, dude, who is an Instagram and a TikTok and a YouTube and all that influencer. And Mickey at one point was making $1 million a week in the casinos. And Mickey believes in anarchy, right? And I'm like, dude, we can't have total anarchy, bro. So while it's funny, Sneeko got punched in the face, like if we really think about it, and we instead of just laughing about it, if we really think about it, we can't have people punching each other in the face. It's not good for society as a whole. I can't. It's like people are like maybe we could just let one punch go. Like if you hit a guy twice, now you're like battering him. But if you just sock him once, maybe I don't know what the answer is. If he doesn't sustain injuries, could that be an effect? Could we change the rules maybe so where it is like people like give people like 6 months? Hey, guess what? In 6 months, there's no more shit talking, or else getting punched in the face is a little justified, right? Like we give people a buffer period to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? And then as we're rolling this fucking new law out that you can punch people in the face for talking shit, right? Like in the 6 month buffer period, right? Instead of it being like a felony or something, then it's like a misdemeanor and then it's like a parking ticket. And then like pretty soon there's no problem as long as the dude isn't like critically injured forever or something. And if he is injured forever, then they can go back and look at the tape and see what he was saying and then be like, well, dude, he was justified getting punched in the face. So you were right, punch him in the face. Sorry that he got fucked up. There's consequences. And I don't know, maybe we live stream that and then everybody starts being nicer to each other because they're actually worried about their words that they're saying to each other when they have no means of like doing anything about those words and they're only doing them in this like fucking context that some other man will come protect them. And by other man, I mean like the police or the government will intervene, right? So like Sneeko can say whatever the fuck he wants because he's essentially hiding behind the government. He's essentially hiding behind the police. They're going to come protect him from other men when Sneeko talks shit about men, right? Like if Sneeko talks shit about somebody and they come punch him, Sneeko's going to go get police to go protect him. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's a weird dynamic. And I don't think as human beings, we were designed for that dynamic. I think we were more designed biologically to be able to like handle shit on our own, right? And are some people going to get injured? Yeah. Is it probably the best thing for like a fucking super civilized society? I don't know, man. One can make the case either way, right? So maybe I'm fucking way wrong, right? Maybe I'm way wrong. Maybe that's a bad law. Okay, let me hit the chat. Got what he deserved. You gotta be alert. That's the whole thing with Nina Drama. Like, come on, dude. Stick to your husband and stop messing around with Armin and Dana. Just looks weird. What are we doing here? Bro, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? And I don't want to imagine. I don't want you to imagine. I'm just saying, like, as a figure of speech. That husband, the husband of Nina Drama, she's got her feet out. She's got her cleavage out. She's hanging out with Armin on the PJ. She's eating fucking cheeseburgers with the dude. You know what I mean? She's riding around the Ferrari. The dude, the husband's calling Armin, snatching the fucking phone and saying, she's with me, bro. You don't need to worry. But like, can you, like, he's got a decision to make. That dude's got a serious decision to make. And I hope they work it out. I hope they figure it out because right now it does not look copacetic. You know what I'm saying? All these kick streamers need to sit down before they fall now, man. Dude, it's kind of wild, right? Like I get that there's like this like nerdy, uncomfortable wave that like is popular in the kid culture of like, oh my gosh, oh my god, there's a girl. Oh bro, I'm gonna fucking crash out. What do I do? There's a girl. Oh my god. Oh wait. What? You said something about me, bro? I thought we were boys, bro. I can't believe you said like. I get that the emotional hysterics plays well to the camera to a certain select audience, but it's like at some point, like just be a little bit more creative, bro. Like you got a platform, bro. Start phasing yourself into something a little bit more solidified as a fucking human being. All right. The only time that content is genuine seems like Marab. Yeah, so I've trained with Marab a lot. I've hung out with Marab socially, and it was interesting. Marab is a fun, super, super genuine dude, like a wild guy, but like in a fun, positive way, right? Like not in a like you're gonna go to jail with Marab type shit. But like Marab's like a fun guy, a very fun, like a happy guy, like a very like, hey, what's up? And the other thing about Marab is that if you are living in Las Vegas, and it's probably different now because I think Marab's like trying to settle down or whatever. But at one point, if you were in Las Vegas and you were doing well on sites like Bumble, right? You're getting a lot of matches. The biggest problem you had is that every freaking chick that you match with, when you go to their Instagram, they're following fucking Marab. I'm like, how the fuck does Marab do it? How'd he get here first on everybody, bro? On everybody, 100%, bro. Marab was doing numbers, bro. That guy is living his best life. He's like, I'm the champ and I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. Shout out to fucking Marab, the real goat, bro. That guy was fucking running it up. So, I would imagine if you're in Vegas and you're single, things are fucking back to normal now that Marab wants to settle down. I have a fucking girlfriend, a dime piece, Chinese genius. She's like 4.0 at Berkeley. She's won world beauty pageants. She's awesome, right? So I'm not out there having to deal with this guy terrorizing the whole fucking city. You know what I mean? Running them down, right? I'm out of the game. So that's the issue. If you're in Vegas, you let me know. Is it still like that out there? Does every chick in town know Marab? Like, what's going on, guys? So at one point that was what was going on. And so I've had a girlfriend for a year, so I don't know what's going on out there anymore. Let me hit this Zevia soda with the this is actually the energy drink with 120 milligrams. This is the pineapple flavor. They don't pay me. They probably should. I drink fucking 9 of these a day. And you see, you pop it open, you take a sip out, right? Like maybe that much. Then you put it in the freezer. Let it turn into a slushy. Then you got a slushy energy drink. Caffeine, combat. You know how we do it. So yeah, that's basically what we went through today. We were talking about Schaub was crashing out, which I find hilarious. I never knew that the number one viewed video that I would put on this channel, because I had this channel for a long time, I never fucking touched it. And then I was like, you know what? Felony and I did a stream one day, and then I was like, I like streaming. Let me pop on a stream. And I just started doing a stream every day. And I never thought that in my early stages of stream development, while I'm growing the channel to hundreds of millions of people, that at the beginning, when I'm here with my real ones, when I'm here with you guys in the fucking chat, that Brennan Schaub would be the number one fucking topic. My number one viewed videos are all, it's like the top 3 are Brennan Schaub. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But the same way I'm encouraging Adin and Sneeko to become like more solid men, I'm going to hold myself to that same standard. And while it's easy for me to get views saying Brendan Schaub's name, right? I like the guy. So me putting out a clickbait title about Brendan Schaub is a fucking idiot or whatever I got to do to get a click, right? I'm like, that's the easy route. Let me develop myself as an artist, a YouTube artist as of right now. And so I'm going to not use his name for the next several videos. Now, if we go down and we start getting 30 views again, I might use his name. But for right now, I'm going to challenge myself to find other topics that are view worthy that I haven't done videos on. I want them to be relevant moving forward. Ideally, I would want them to be evergreen. Even in the fact if I make like a fight prediction, like I'm making the prediction that Josh Hokit will be the UFC champion within 2 fights, right? Like people can go back and like years later play that clip. You get what I'm saying? So I want some evergreen feel to it. I want it to be relevant, evergreen. I want it to have an overall positive vibe. I want it to have an overall positive message. I want to spread positivity and like abundance if I can. And I want to make it so that people are entertained and engaged and fucking, I want to communicate authentically. And so then that's the other dilemma, right? What if these guys are like, what if Sneeko really is just a hater? So then people would say he's communicating authentically, right? And then it's like he may need some character development. What if Adin Ross really is like one of those dudes? Well, then he's communicating authentically, right? But it's like the same way I'm challenging them to get outside of their comfort zone and like become more solid, right? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna stop making videos about Schaub for the time being. We're gonna switch into other titles, and we're gonna see what we can fucking find out that works. Because ideally, I would have like a whole other channel just talking about like hippie shit, like life, vibration. You know what I'm saying? Breath work, like crazy fucking shit. Aliens, like get fucking far out there. So as I'm feeling this out with you guys, we're kind of collaborating on this channel together. So I'm seeing what you guys like. I'm seeing what resonates with me. I'm trying to find an authentic match in the middle so that I give you guys the fucking shows you want while I'm still communicating authentically from like my core as a human, if that makes any sense. And I know that's a lot to put into a fucking live stream, right? In terms of thought. And I know, but that's just how I get, right? Like that's the type of dude I am. That's how I got a pro MMA title. That's how I got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And also that's why I stream every fucking day, because I figure if I get the consistent reps in day after day after day, then I'll fucking improve and improve and improve. And we'll have a more solid like identity as a group together. Right? Because if you guys are in the chat, if you guys are subscribers, then we're going to have a collective identity together that we can move forward and spread into the fucking universe, and we can really get fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like that to me is fucking exciting, right? Then if I can find like-minded people and fucking really start like a fucking cool fucking community, dude, that would be dope. And we're all in it together. You know what I'm saying? Let me read this chat, guys. Opinions about boxing and how Fury's walkout was like 10 minutes long. I can't get into boxing. Just not entertained. Yeah, I believe I'm not a fan of boxing. I like bare knuckle boxing, and I never liked bare knuckle boxing until I started cornering bare knuckle. And so the first person I cornered in bare knuckle boxing was my teammate Jordan. And when I was there, I was like, dude, this shit is fucking sketchy. This is like, okay, I've had my nose broken and my orbital broken in an MMA fight, and I kept fighting. I've broken people's arms in MMA fights. I've sent people to the hospital. I've broken ribs, other people's ribs in MMA fights. I have a very strong stomach when it comes to like violence inside a cage or a ring. I mean, knocked people fucking dead unconscious in training and just like kept like, hey, you come here. I need a body, right? I got a fight coming up. Drag that guy off. Like that kind of like energy. Choked my last opponent completely unconscious and screamed at the ref, he's gonna die. I'm gonna kill him. You have to pull me off of him. And so this is me saying, I'm not trying to brag right now. I'm not trying to say that that's cool. I probably need like to do more breath work and more meditation. Right. But I like to get in touch with the human animal that's in me sometimes. When the cage door locks, I can do that. Right. But when I cornered bare knuckle, I was like, what the fuck is this? It's sketchy when you watch it on stream. It's fucking 10 times fucking crazier in person. So I had never been a fan of it because I was like, dude, that's just sketchy. I don't want to see all these guys getting cut up and all this shit. I don't like to look at injuries. I don't like to look when people break their fucking legs in fights. I don't like to look at like cuts. I don't like to look at any of that, right? I'm like, that's not for me. So when I was at bare knuckle, I had never really watched it like ever until I was cornering it. And when I was cornering it, I was like, dude, this is kind of crazy. The problem was it was exciting. It was exciting. And so, like, compared to boxing, bare knuckle, like BKFC is like, to me, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times more entertaining because any fucking strike can end the fight for either fighter. So I was in the back and there's a dude out there and he's getting his fucking ass beat 3 rounds. The other dude's boxing him up. This guy can't land a fucking punch. The other guy can't miss a punch. bloody, dropped, gets up, gets dropped again, bloody, both fucking cheeks, just beat up. The dude that's winning breaks his fucking hand on this guy's forehead. Oh shit. Fight keeps going on. Now the guy's fighting one-handed. Right? Time's about to run out. This guy's gonna win. Boom! Breaks his other hand on this guy's fucking head. And the guy who got beat up the whole fucking fight, who got dropped multiple times, wins the fucking fight because the guy with two broken hands can't continue. Even though that dude was beating him up like 10-7, 10-7, 10-7 every round. That's how crazy bare knuckle is. So when I watch, I don't watch boxing. The last boxing fight I watched was Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. So I'm not actually a boxing fan. And a boxing fan would say I'm not a boxing fan. They would say that I'm like a casual. They would say that I'm like a fucking, not even a casual, because I'm watching a fucking freak show. Right. But I like the captivating an audience part of it. So I fuck with Jake Paul super hard on that regard. And so I'll tune in when Jake Paul fights. But other than that, like, I absolutely don't care about boxing. I don't even think boxing is actually like a real combat sport in a way. I think that boxing, yeah, I mean, guys, you guys want it. I'm getting the chat's asking. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to tell you guys what I really think. I'm not going to, oh, yeah, respect to Omar. Dude, to me, it's like not even real, bro. Like, it's not real at all. It's happening in a vacuum of imaginary circumstances. So let's say there was like boxing over here. We're like, let's say chess is here, boxing is here, MMA is here, and then like bare knuckle MMA is here, and then like reality is right here. So as you go through the fucking scope of things, you get more and more realistic. Like chess isn't necessarily accurate. Tennis, those aren't accurate. Those are like proxies for actual fucking fighting, right? Like it's a game of strategy and athletic display to avoid a fight, right? And boxing, although you can hit each other, has such limited rules that it's not even based in reality. It's like, well, if you guys can't kick, you can't knee, you can't elbow, you can't fucking headbutt, you can't collar tie, you have huge padded gloves over your hands that are wrapped and your wrists that are wrapped. And every 3 minutes, we're going to stop you and you're going to get a 1 minute break and you're covered in Vaseline. It's like, dude, at what point are we just fucking around now? And in that rule set, boxing a boxer can be very challenging if you box a very, very high level boxer. But I feel like an Olympic wrestler or an Olympic boxer, like someone on the street has a better chance of beating an Olympic boxer. Jake Paul landed a fucking overhand on Anthony Joshua. Francis Ngannou dropped Tyson Fury. Jake Paul would get fucking tech-falled or pinned immediately in the Olympics in wrestling. Even though he wrestled, Francis Ngannou would get pinned in Olympic wrestling. Quick. And the fact that it's competitive in boxing, like, I'm not interested in boxing at all, guys. But bare knuckle boxing, let's fucking go, man. That's crazy. That's more realistic to me because you can collar tie and any punch can fuck somebody up. You could punch them one time, your knuckle goes in their eyeball, their orbital breaks, fight's over, right? It can change on a dime. Whereas boxing, could it change on a dime? Yeah, somebody can land a good shot, but like, how often do you see that happening? Homeboy just got $15 million, Conor Ben, to fight to a decision. Like, what are we doing? What are we fucking doing, guys? So yeah, boxing is not the sport for me personally. So anyways, that's my hot take. But guess what? Maybe Sneeko should go to some boxing classes because he got put on his ass today. Right? So shit, man. We had a big news day today. We had a lot of shit popping off. You guys heard it here first. Josh Hokit is the new Conor McGregor. He's going to be the UFC world heavyweight champion within 2 fights. That's my hot take. I love you guys. Send your coach to studiomillions.com. Make sure you check out Fight Circus. Follow me on Instagram. Tap like, subscribe, hit notifications, because if you get the notifications, you can hop on the chat, and I fucking love connecting with you guys. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.